Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today we are going to have a very beautiful, emotional and inspiring interview. Today our guest is Deniz. Deniz is from Munich in Germany. So let's see what Deniz has to say. Enjoy the interview.
Hi.
Hello Deniz, how are you?
I'm a bit stressed, but it's okay. It's okay. I made it finally.
Great. So let's relax. Now we are here. We can relax and we can enjoy the show. Deniz, before we start the game, tell me where are you from?
I'm from Germany. My parents are from Turkey, but I am born and raised in Germany. And I live in Munich and also in Berlin. And at this moment, I'm in a hotel in Berlin.
And why do you live in both cities, Berlin and Munich?
Because the Corona crisis was caused that in my job, I need to expect more of it. So I was quitted and doing I'm not an employee anymore. I'm just being my own chef and working as a nurse by my own and go to the hospitals. And now I can decide where I gotta go and which time and how many days I work. So, and yeah, Munich is great because it's silent and clean, and Berlin is great because, you know, it's a bit messy and you got the other part. So I want to stay in both.
So you work as a nurse. You are a nurse.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Tell me what you like the most about your job.
The most is the reaction you got from people. You think they not in life anymore, but they are because they're in coma or. But you got so much from these clients, like. Not words making the emotions. It's like what happens between the human beings without speaking at all. So, and this is what I love the most. And this is why it hurts so much to quit my job or taking other opportunities, which I doesn't want to. Yeah, because yeah.
Right. Before we start our journey, William the Magic Box, I was reading your profile or see your profile Instagram, and there was a phrase that I would like to tell me about it. It says, fighting for justice and equality in the sisterhood. Tell me a little bit about this.
So you found me about my drag Instagram.
Yeah.
So, and this is the whole thing I'm making drag in Munich, like in Germany. It's not like a big thing like in America because it's, yeah, they are very, they take a step back from it, from things in America. People are like, woohoo, and in here they are, yay, are we allowed to do that? So, yeah, and I always get the vibe from other queens that it's you have to be special. You have to be taking the rules to be a drag queen. You accept it, and I never take some rules, but so yeah, I created a club which is signed in at official signed in Germany, and it's the first drag queen club in Germany. So. I'm a bit proud of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I found other 6 sisters because in Germany you need 7 people to create this. And yeah, they made the whole thing with me. And this is what I mean with sisterhood and justice, because we are fighting against homophobia and yeah, and the racism at all in Germany, like cliche.
I see. I think what you're doing is open people's minds, trying to open people's minds to be more approachable and understanding as well.
Yeah, yeah. Also, I think open their minds is like they want to open their minds, but it's the information which is less given in here. So my job is, and I think the job of every drag queen in the world is to, yeah, be in the part between the queer scene and the straight, or, you know, like where we have borders. I don't like the word, but we should staying away between these borders.
And I believe, just tell me if I'm right, the name of your drag queen, it's Marijke?
Marijke.
Marijke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Say again?
No, it's funny because yesterday I had it with my best girlfriend about this, and I was like, I'm changing the name. I changed it because no one can see.
In the future, I'm going to invite her to be part of the show. Do you think she would accept the invitation?
Of course.
Okay, Deniz. So, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
Yeah.
Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I have here my box full of random fun questions, okay? I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to move a little bit before the first question, okay? Let's do it. Great! I'm glad you like dancing. Okay, Deniz, just through the game, if there is a question that you don't want to talk about, you don't have an answer, always can change, okay? It's all very friendly. First question for you is, do you consider yourself to be a spiritual person, and how?
Yes, me by myself, by my own way, because I think that my thoughts and my thinking is special. My dad always say, Deniz, nobody can understand you because you are special. If everyone could understand you, you're not special anymore. Like, well, this was like a turning point. So, but I cross the line between my thoughts and the thoughts other people have. So, the whole society have maybe, or, you know, this is what I call, spiritual. Yeah.
I think being spiritual is a personal thing, you know what I mean? It's your what you believe, if you're good to people, if you embrace, you know what I mean, as being good or helping people, I think that's what being spiritual is. It's about yourself, it's personal.
Well, it's like, I think I always try to be good to people. I believe that nobody is born evil. Like, I can't imagine that a baby like this is born evil. This couldn't be. So I think every one of us have responsibilities to the next of us, and it's not like you belong to this family or you're not my friend, or you know, I'm always next to you. And so when I start, maybe the next do it too. And so, you know, this is what I believe. Maybe this will work out.
For sure. Totally agree. Next question, Deniz. Let's do it. Right, Deniz, before the next question, as I can see, you have some piercings. When did you start the passion about piercings? When did you start your passion about piercings? When did you start doing it?
The first piercing I made by myself, and it was this one in the lip with 13. It was a rough time in my life, and I want to be against everything. Like, So, and this was the best part, to be against everything. So, my parents used to say that it's just a time. He needs that, and no, as you can see, it wasn't just a time.
It's obviously the way of expressing yourself, the way of yourself being yourself.
Yeah, of course. And people sometimes they got it wrong. They like, I want to provocating and be against everything at this time as an adult at all. But I'm not. You're grown up someday, and it's just for me. I want to look in the mirror and say, I'm beautiful. I feel comfortable, and this is what I. So the next person to me is honestly, I am, and then comes the next. So,
absolutely, good for you. Very good. Next question for you is: tell us about your earliest memory in life.
I think it was kindergarten. Yeah, it was. I had these structures. I felt like I never I never want to be part of it, and I always felt the odd one out to be. Maybe in a good way sometimes for people which are understanding me in early age, but the most of the people doesn't do that or don't want to be like that kind or behaving, or so I always felt like separate. And this is honestly, when I think about my first thoughts or memories, it's like always being the odd one out. Yeah.
I see. And do you have siblings as well, brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I have. Oh, that's a long story. I have 2 brothers, which are grown with me by my foster family.
Mm-hmm.
I hope this is the right word, because my biological family is different. So I get adopted by German parents after my Turkish parents gave me away. And
wow.
Yeah. And over there I have 2 brothers, and in my biological family I have 1 brother and 1 sister.
So you are still in touch with your biological parents as well, or not?
No, not anymore.
I see.
But yeah, it doesn't fit. Let me say that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Next question, Deniz. Let's do it. Good one. Next question for you is.
I don't have my like.
Again?
I was like, I don't have my heels on. Like I can't move. Like.
Don't worry. She will come. She will come in our interview. Prepared. Full prepared. Tell me, what are the top 3 things on your bucket list?
Okay. Wow. First thing is to get myself in a mood like I feel comfortable with myself. I'm not panicking in front of other people, or in a conversation with strangers, or at a supermarket when I need to pay. It's like, oh my god, always watching me. And it starts to get better, but there are times in life I didn't go out for shopping because I was so anxious. And so it gets better, but this is the first thing, because this is taking me a lot of life quality. And and the second thing is getting my dog grown up, hopefully. Because he's in puberty right now and he destroys everything. But that's
Oh, sweet.
And the third thing is like hopefully being in peace with things my family does in the past, or I'm an individual who live in the past. So and I hope to be fine with it someday, with my parents and with all the history I got. So
I see. Interesting. You're just trying to organize your past, to kind of understand more about your past and be in a better place.
Because I stuck in there. When I think about my problems, it's not like I think about today. Today I have a dog, I have friends, I have I have everything like I need. But I always think about the past, and there must be the problem. And when I struggle about my personality, it must be inside of me. So I was going on a journey and to figure it out, and I found it. It took me months last year to find where the problem is, but I
see. Work in progress. I'm sure you're gonna get there one day, for sure. Next question. Deniz, before the next question, tell me what's the best part of living in Munich, and what's the most challenging parts in your opinion?
Okay, can we take 2 challenging parts? No. Okay, the good part is there's a lot of green and a lot of you can also be outside when it's raining and cold, and it's always beautiful, I think. So the challenging parts are like the people, and some like they have a lot of money, so they don't have emotions, they have money. So that's what I call to them. But yeah, honestly it is, because even the COVID does a lot of to the people. It's like everyone is taking medicine now to get over their depression or get over life, and I don't understand it right now, what happens to the whole, not only to Munich, to the whole society right now. But yeah, this is challenging. Yes, but also, sorry.
No, carry on.
But it's also when you think about Munich, you always think about the people. So it's what Munich is made of. So maybe,
I think people, maybe they need to open their minds a little bit more. They need to be more approachable about everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Understanding.
And they judge you, right? When they see me, they judge me, right? Before they look in my eyes, or before they hear me, or yeah, it's some kind of it pissed me off. But it's also like, forgive them, they not knowing what they do. So
very good point, Deniz. I think it's I'm very glad to hear that. I think you're just letting themselves be themselves, you know what I mean? Sometimes you need to put ourselves in their shoes as well, because maybe they are not prepared to see that. Sometimes as well is the way they've been raised. Sometimes as well is society that taught them to be like that. So sometimes you need to be more understanding as well. It's very good point you said that. And sometimes, well, you know what I mean? Sometimes I think people, they're not ready for that, to see, you know what I mean? And I think the words can be very judgmental. People can take that in a very judgmental way. But because you have this mindset, like to try to understand, I think it's a good way to be. And to be honest to you as well, boring. Normal is boring. Normal is boring. It's good. Yeah, it's good to be different. It's good to have something for people to look at. You know what I mean? It's good to be like that. I think it's that's the good part as well. I know it's not easy to be like the way we are. Sometimes people can point at us, judge us, but at the end of the day, we are ourselves. You know what I mean? And that's it. That's what's.
At the end of the day, I always say, at the end of the day, we are all materia. Like everything, we're all materia. So, and it was my decision to look like that. So, and it could be my decision to don't look like this.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, at the end, I needed to blame myself maybe for it, but I don't need to, because I feel comfortable.
Of course not. You're just being yourself, you know what I mean? And the same way you are letting people be themselves, they should let you be yourself as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's the whole point. I had an interview with someone on the show from Paris, a lovely girl from Paris. She was all covered in tattoos, and she said in the interview, William, my parents in the beginning, like you said, they think that I want to provocate, or you know what I mean, provocate them or something. And after they understood that maybe if I had like a virgin skin with no tattoo, I could be depressed, or I could be, you know what I mean, I could hurt myself because I wasn't being myself. I was looking in the mirror and I couldn't see myself there. But now, because I can express myself the way I am and everything, and it's myself, and I feel so happy being like that. And she said, not easy, but you know what I mean, it's the way. Sometimes she said to me, actually, she lives in Paris, she said, William, there is always at least once a week or twice a week that people come to talk to me, like to touch me, asking, why did you do that? Can you imagine? And she was like, my God, it's really hard to sometimes to be yourself, let's say in a different way, because people, they're not prepared for that, some people.
Yeah, it's like, that's a good topic, because I think, I always think about what is the result of doing what I want when so many people are against it. So it's like, even my parents, like my German parents, they told me often that I just need to fit in the society. Just fit. Don't be extra. Don't focus on you so much. And long time I tried to be, and I found out where it gets me. It gets me in a deep depression. I was nearly ending my life, because I don't want to be part of a society which is gray. And I was really, really uncomfortable and sad. And even the people right next to you, they don't get you, and they don't they push you, but not in the right way, you know.
Yeah.
Say that my parents are not supporting me, but they're supporting their own imagination of society.
Yeah.
And
I
it
know.
could be wrong. I don't want to judge it, but they try to do their best to me. So yeah, I appreciate it well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And sometimes as well, Deniz, they want to protect you. In the end of the day, they want to protect you as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes they because the society can be so strong, you know what I mean? The power that sometimes our parents, they just want to protect us for us to be safe in a good place. You know, that could be as well.
Yeah.
Next question for you. Next question for you is: if someone come up to you and offer to tell your future, would you accept or not, and why?
I would accept.
Tell me why.
Because this is an emotional question, because it's like every time in my life I thought there's a few times I can sit and I can rest a bit and let the wounds heal, and there was just another thing popping up, like fuck, I don't have the strength to do this right now. I struggling. I die by this next problem I need to solve, but and I don't want this surprise. Here's a problem. I don't want this anymore. Like a lot of problems, I am driving right through it, knowing it that this could happen, but honestly, like the death of someone, or these are things you couldn't plan, and I don't want to feel this bad surprise anymore, because this is traumatizing. This is what causes a trauma, when you feel happy and bam, there's a knife stabbing you or stuff, you know. For a bad example, like it's a shock.
I think sometimes those I totally agree. Those moments can make us anxious about what's going to come in the future, what's happening now, what's going to come up afterwards. But I think sometimes you just need to let's say trust the universe or God, or whatever you believe. Just trust whatever meant to be, it will be. So you know what I mean. That's sometimes when I find myself as well anxious for some reason, I go like, William, stop, because whatever meant to be, it will be. So let's just relax and let come things, you know what I mean. And it makes myself a bit more relaxed when I put myself in this mindset.
But you don't think like I do. When I think like you, I ask myself, what is the reason for me to suffer like that? I'm doing so many good things. I don't await something against it. That's important to say. I don't want you to be that thankful because I do something for you. I do it because I want it, and I wanted to give you a good feeling, because luck is someone you can give away as a gift, even you don't have it by your own. So I always ask myself, what is the reason why I need to suffer? That it's a circle. It's
because you are a very strong person, Deniz. I think you can call God, the universe. They just give you the hardest battles for the strongest one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes just go, you know what? I'm dealing with that because I'm very strong and I can deal it somehow. You know what I mean? I know all the time. Sometimes you are very fragile as well, but most of the time you are strong and you try to be strong.
Yeah.
Let's try to be strong more. Yeah, there we go. I like that. Next question. Before the next question, tell me, what was the biggest inspiration for you to start doing drag queen?
My depression, which was pissing me off, and I couldn't see anymore. So it was like splitting from myself, being the depression Deniz, which are like, oh, everything is bad. I don't like. Oh, girl, you need makeup, and I started to.
Very good.
I watched RuPaul's Drag Race, we all know. So it was the movement of drags getting the world into their polished nails. And, but so I knew that it was always being a kind of dream to be extra, or I knew that there was something inside me which is very creative and want to do something. I did by myself, and in school, in the art lessons, I always built things. I thought it would be the shit, but it was really not the shit. It was shit. So, so I was, maybe I'm not meant to be an artist. And then I found out drag is it. Like, you can do your own outfits, you can do your own makeup, you can, like, there is something I can grab, I did by my own, and I make my thoughts about it, and I can express something, and people maybe understand it, and they who don't understand it, maybe I can tell them maybe what it's like. But yeah, and the more my depression me get more color, the more I get filled with joy and with friends also, and yeah.
Well done. It's very. I was watching some of your videos there. It was like, my God, it's so natural. It's so natural. It's so, like, you know, you can see how much you're enjoying through the videos. You know, and it's beautiful. Very good. Very great. Okay. Next question for you is: what is the most difficult thing have you ever done?
Quitting the relationship to my family. And we have contact, but that not means that I have a relationship which is normal between son and mom or son and dad. And because the story is really difficult. My biological mom is like, she's became evil. Honestly, I can't explain it different. She gave me away. She was 17 and she was very young, and she was forced to marry in Turkey. So this was not a good time, but even I forgive her that, because oh my God, when I imagine that I would be her in this time, I don't know what I would have done. So this is the right path. So, but there's always the tone was like, Deniz is guilty for everything was happening, and not only in my biological family, it's from my German adopted family. Like, the mama part was like alcoholic my whole life, and as I understand it, what happened in there, in my house, in my home, when dad is away, it's kind of twisted, like the whole game. The family portrait is not like it looks like the outside. It's so damaged, and yeah, it was, as I told you, with 13 I got harder things to decide, and with 16 I moved out this family, out of the foster home, and this was the hardest part, to say I don't want to be part. I need to raise myself up, and even to quit the relationships to my partner, to my last partner. It was 6 years, so for me, with my age, a very long time. So but also the alcohol was killing it. Like, he was addicted too, and I knew it, but he was sober for many years. And the last year in our relationship was like, he was struggling with being sober. He wasn't sober at all. But this was not a point I running away. It was like, hey, we take a relationship to help each other, not only the sun to enjoy, we have to walk in the rain also. So I tried the best. I gave myself up. I walk over my own body, like, to help him, but at the end it doesn't help. So and I don't know if he's alive anymore. Even it's sad. It's very sad, and then sometimes I'm struggling because I would have married this man. We had the rings, and yeah, this was. But I tried to keep the good memories. He gave me a lot of good things in my life, and at least I'm so thankful that I being able to love, that I'm be able to give a good feeling to other people. Although I got so bad vibes and so bad things in my life, so yeah.
What I like about you, Deniz, it's always you see the positive part of it. You're always grateful for everything. That's what I like about your saying, because as I can see, I know you've been through so much in your life, you're facing so much, but even though you always come up with a positive thing, you always say something positive about it, you're always grateful about what happens and everything. You see the positive side of it, you see the good thing in people. So it's amazing to see someone sharing some let's say sad stories, but at the same time as well, you always have a backup positive line of it, and I think it's really beautiful to see that. Thanks so much for sharing the stories and for being so positive. I think it's, my God, I'm sure some people out there, they might have been through the same situation as you as well, and maybe they're not that strong as you are, or maybe they don't see the positive side of it as well. Yeah. So very good. I really liked you are sharing and saying those positive things.
I hear it, because maybe you know it. Maybe sometimes you struggle, like, is it the right way, or you know, and this is good to hear, because this is also part of healing, like getting support from maybe a stranger, or you know, yeah. Like it's you know that it gets seen. So yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely, it's visible. As I can see, it's visible because you are very transparent. You know what I mean? You talk about, you know what I mean, your past, and you are talking about that. And imagine people watch this interview, how much they will appreciate as well. You are talking about that, because it might have so many people going through the same situation, and they'd go like, "My God, I don't know what to do." And when they see somebody talking so open about that, I'm sure you are helping a lot of people as well. So thank you. Okay, Deniz, I have 3 questions left for you, okay? Let's do it. Yeah. Next question for you is, what hurt your feelings?
Hate. Hate and ignorance and racism is hurting me a lot. So not against me. This is going nowhere when you hate me, or when you try it. It's like, as you said before, maybe there are people not strong enough to hold it, or to be to be strong enough to stand after racism or something like that. And I'm always open. I always fight for them. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see anybody struggling because he's weak, or he is going through a rough time in life. And so this is hurt when other people get hurt too. Yeah.
Good. Very good. 2 questions left for you, Deniz. Let's do it. Right. Before the next question, how often do you dress up as drag? How often, or it depends? How is your schedule?
I try to do it 1 time in a week, because it's for myself. It's a good feeling, and I sometimes I need vacation from Deniz here, and yeah, and maybe. All the shady things I don't say as usually, they must come out someday. So at least 1 day in a week I need to do that, and need to spread shade and love. And
it's like you go through your beautiful words.
Yeah. Even make some TikTok videos and being
Next question for you is tough question. If someone gave you an envelope with your death date inside of it, would you open it or not, and why?
Ooh, Oh my God! This is some of the biggest fears I had in life, like die. So, maybe, yeah. Oh my God, this is hard to answer, because I wouldn't, honestly, I wouldn't. I think because even death is someone we can't grab it. So you know, it's what belongs forever. So, and there's a reason after your death you couldn't tell to anybody how it feels like. There must be a reason that you're not able to do it. To call your mom, hey, this is how I feel dead now. So this has come after life. So yeah, it's very spiritual. The beginning and the end and the between also, but I stand in both sides as a nurse. Like I saw the beginning, and most times I see the end, and this is where I can give the most to the people. This is what my meaning of life maybe. So what I found out for myself is like my death or the death of other people turn into a good thing. Like not. Yeah, also in a good thing, because we have to die someday to make space for others. To make this is the meaning of life. And when I hold the hand of a dying person, then it's the biggest honor I have in life for me. And in my young age, I got so many people through the door, through the exit, and it's like, I can't describe it in words. This is where you get the most energy from a life, and the most energy for yourself. Like they're so thankful. Sometimes even they die, okay, but you feel it. You feel there is a good energy, and you feel, yeah, I feel proud to be the last one which you're feeling, the last one you can hear, the last one you can, you be around. You must imagine there's the life which are living more than 80 years, or it's honor to me. Yeah,
it's a very powerful moment, let's say. It's a very powerful moment for sure, for both sides, for the person, of course, and for you as well, you know what I mean?
Yes, and I also give my emotions free to them, because they don't have another choice to be like this emotional they are at this point. And only when I set myself down or up or wherever to their point where they are, I cry with them, because it hurts me too that she's struggling to go. And you know, it's like, it's hard really, because death is like really could be a good thing when some things are cleared in life. And when I am the person, maybe the stranger, who can solve this problem for this moment, and you feel great to go, then it's the biggest, then I found my meaning in life. Yeah. And then all the suffer is like, I take it. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. It's okay. It's okay to be emotional. It's okay. I think being emotional, it's a good way of you expressing your feel, express yourself. You know what I mean? I think it's for sure. And this situation is not everyone who can handle. Do you know what I mean? I think you should be you are very strong, and for sure the job you do, I think people appreciate a lot, because for some reason you are there, and you are being very supportive as well. You know, being supportive, you are being yourself. You're just let's say exchanging these very powerful moments. You know what I mean? That I'm sure it's not easy to deal with, for sure. Look at this beautiful smile. Ready for the last question, Deniz?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Last one. Before the last question, I would like to tell me about United Queens of Munich.
Yeah. Bless you. This is my dog.
Oh, can I see? Can I see?
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, beautiful. Oh my God, beautiful.
We woke him up. So, United Queens of Munich, it's the club I created with the 6 other queens. And yeah, this is we are a bunch of drag queens. It was honestly, it was a bad idea to make a club out of gay people. So and it become worse to make a club with drag queens. So there's shade everywhere, and makeup and wigs and some.
It's a lot of divas, around. It's a lot of divas.
Of attitude. Ask what happened in the WhatsApp group. We have I think 2 or 3 WhatsApp groups now. One for just information, one for just spraying tea, and one for just being shady. And it's like, but yeah, it should stand for be what you are, express yourself, and be part. We don't want to separate us to other queens or anyone. We just want to build a league which are having the Marsha spirit, like Marsha P. Johnson, like drag queen, and Stonewall. It's like, I don't forget this spirit, and I'm glad that every single queen in the club have it and moving forward. And this is a good movement to change.
Very good, very good. Let's do the last question, Deniz. If you could have a superpower, what that would be and why?
To heal broken hearts.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah. It's like sometimes people are struggling because of a broken heart, and sometimes they get a broken heart because of assholes, like because of people which are wanting to hurt you. And this is so, this is have no result at end, but it's real because you obviously have it. And the sentence, he died of a broken heart, this is true. So it also could happen. And I want to heal all the broken hearts, because after this you can go on very easier.
I think deal with that, it can be really tough, very difficult to have a heart broken. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
It's not the end yet. Okay, let's play now the word association game. I'm going to give away some words, and just tell me one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay? So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like, don't forget to share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much, and enjoy the word association game. Let's start with money.
Purse.
Of course. How about one word for family?
Emotions.
Okay. Love.
Suffer.
Life.
Joy.
How about sex?
Nasty.
I like your expression, nasty. Politics.
Two-faced.
Religion.
Individual.
Fear.
Real.
Friendship.
Important.
Desire.
Good feelings.
Good one. Regret.
Hate.
Okay. Success.
Job.
Wish.
Change what I don't like.
Good one. One word for happiness.
To know that everyone in my inner circle is feeling fine, and more happiness to be knowing that the world is okay. Yeah.
One word for Turkey.
For what? Sorry?
Turkey.
Turkey? Good food. And a lot of life quality.
I see. One word for Munich.
Wealth.
Ooh, I like the way you said wealth. One word for drag queen.
Big titties.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And one word for United Queens of Munich.
Togetherness. Or is it the right word? To be together? Yeah.
Yes, togetherness, yeah. And the last one now, I would like you to tell me again the name of your performer because I couldn't say. It's
It's Mareike van der Rohe.
Mareike. So one word for Mareike.
Farmer.
Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your best friend for a coffee and I'm going to ask your best friend, tell me the most beautiful thing about Deniz and tell me something that he still needs to improve, to work on. What do you think your best friend would tell me?
She would tell me, she'd tell you that the most beautiful thing is my heart. Like, yeah, it's maybe it's split in so many pieces, but out of the reason to give everyone a little part of my heart. So, yeah, and yeah, no more words. But the part I need to work on it maybe would be like to try feel everybody's comfortable before I felt comfortable. So I want to be everyone in my circle. You're okay, you're fine, but I didn't ask myself if I'm fine at all. So yeah, we all know the sentence: if you don't love yourself, how the hell are you gonna love somebody else? So, and this is so simple but so true, but even hard to do it in life.
I see, I agree. Let's play now Deniz and the magic box, and you can ask me a question. You can ask me a question now, Deniz.
Okay, so I thought 2 days about it, and I honestly, it's very simple. But what would you change at all in this world, in your life at all? What would you change? One thing, if you could, when you get the offer to change one simple thing in everything you see you got, well, you know what I mean?
I love the question. I love the question. I think then, if I could change, we were talking about superpower. I think if I could have the superpower of changing people's mind or open people's minds, like to be more approachable, understanding, more, you know what I mean, more caring as well. I think if I could have the superpower, I think the world would be a better place if people wouldn't be so judgmental. If they would see something different or something that they don't or never seen before, or they don't agree, or they don't understand, just respect. And if you don't understand, if you don't know, it's not part of your words, it's not part of your background, it's not part of your religion, it's not part of your society, whatever. Just respect. You know, people, they have the right of being themselves. The people, they have the right to have their own words, their own religion, their own beliefs, their own way of living. So I think if I could change that, I think I would be very happy if I could just to open those people's mind, people just to be more approachable and understanding. If I could have this power, I think, yeah, I would put in practice, because I think that's what the world needs. It's just people to be more understanding about each other.
Love this answer. Yeah, thank you.
No, thank you. Deniz, before we go, I would like you to share a positive message or a positive quote, something that inspires you in life.
Yeah, it's for some of the people who knows the sentence, it's like very religious, but for me, it's like a philosophy in everyone's life, especially my life. Forgive them, Father, because they don't know what they do. So this is like, yeah, what I want to share also.
Oh, Deniz, thank you very much for the interview. And before you go, I would like to tell you something. I totally agree with your best friend. I think that you have a beautiful heart, and I think your heart spreads everywhere. I think you literally, I'm so glad that we had this interview today, because I have goosebumps now talking about that. because it's so powerful. I'll tell you something. It's so good. It's so nice and beautiful to see someone like you going through so much in your life, your past, things that you even couldn't control as a child because you couldn't, you know what I mean? It was up to you. You're just living. You're a child, and even though you still have this beautiful heart of forgiving people, try to understand people, be a better person. And I think this is so powerful because some people, even though they go through some difficult times, it makes their hearts like a stone, like a rock, you know what I mean? They get and you didn't get that heart. It's open your heart. I can see, I'm talking to someone who got a beautiful heart, very warm, that's, even though you went through a lot of tough time, but even though you still spread this beautiful love around. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It's so nice. I'm so glad that we connect with you because through this interview, you just made me realize that we are so lucky in this world and we have so much and sometimes we forget. And yeah, thanks so much for being yourself. Thanks for being totally yourself. I think I'm so glad that you participated on the show. I'm so glad that you brought this beautiful piece to the show as well. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Thank you. I also have to thank you because without you, I didn't have the opportunity to share my story and to share what I expecting from life and or what I can give. And also what you're doing is like, honestly, my life is better now. Honestly, a bit better after talking to you because people like you and me and some other people who felt the same way, they think they're alone in this world sometimes or often. And it's nice to see, even when you're on the other side of the world, maybe.
Yeah.
But this is, there is someone who does the same thing or spread love to have no race, have no gender, have no, no stamp on the forehead of every human.
Absolutely.
It's so nice that yeah, you're also a one like me, and thank you for doing this.
Thank you so much. No, the pleasure is all mine. Believe me, the pleasure is all mine is to connect with someone so let's say you are such a inspiration, it's inspiring talking to you, you know what I mean? I feel like I could do another hour with you talking to you. I think I would learn a lot of more lessons as well. Thank you so much. We keep in touch, okay? And one day I hope to meet you in Paris when I come to Berlin or to Munich or to Germany. I've been in different parts of Germany, but next time for sure I would like to meet you in person for a coffee or something, so we can talk more and more about life.
Yeah. Excited, yeah.
Cool. Take care, okay? Enjoy your Sunday. Keep in touch, okay? And I hope to see in the future your other sides, your other beautiful person.
Yeah, the woman in me.
Yes. Take care, okay? Thanks for the interview.
Yeah.
Keep in touch.
Thanks for everything. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why do you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.